Hey guys, today I want to talk about something that I really struggle with, and I think I've seen a lot of women struggle with the same thing, and that is multitasking. That we feel like really if we're good at what we're doing, then we can multitask a lot of things. And I have put a little bit of thought into this, and what I've come up with is that is nonsense. It doesn't make any sense to try to multitask. We can't do it, except in one situation. So I want to talk about how we can multitask effectively and when we should just stop trying to multitask because it doesn't work in these situations. Okay, so this is going to seem super obvious when I say it. It is, it's actually really obvious, but it took me a second to figure this out. We have different parts of our being, right? So we have our mind, we have our body, we have our spirit, and we have social. So all of those kind of make up who we are. We can multitask things if they're in different areas of our lives, which means we cannot multitask things that are in the same area. And this seems pretty obvious, I think, in some areas. Like, we are very aware that we cannot do two physical things at the same time. Like, you cannot be doing push-ups and making bread at the same time. Although if you can, please send me a video because that would be really hilarious. But I mean, we know you can't do two physical things at the same time. You just can't. It's not possible. So we understand we cannot multitask that. And I think it's also pretty obvious that we can't do two emotional things at the same time. We can't be grieving something really hard at the same time that we are rejoicing over something exciting. We cannot do two things at the same time that are emotional. It's just not possible to fit those in the same space. So we're pretty clear on that. But oh my goodness, I don't know about you, but I struggle, and I see a lot of other people really struggle with this idea that we can do two social things at the same time, or we can do two mental things at the same time. And I think especially mental, that's where we really struggle. That we're like, well, I can be making this recipe, right, at the same time that I'm listening to my child, thinking that those are two separate things, but they both take our mind. We both have to be focusing on the recipe and focusing on the child, and we cannot do both of those at the same time. So it is not possible to do two mental things at the same time, but this is something that a lot of times women sort of are expected to do, and I think we expect ourselves to do it. And we're like, oh, I can be skimming this article at the same time that I'm listening to a podcast. So be honest, how many of you are doing something while listening to me? Because I do it all the time, that I am constantly having things going on in the background, and I'm kind of bored with it. I kind of feel like you're not hitting the point fast enough, and so I'm going to go over here and do this other thing mentally, and then maybe I'll sort of subconsciously pick up what you're saying, and I'll bring it over here, and I'll be able to multitask that. But the truth is, we cannot focus on two things mentally at the same time. And so basically we don't do either very well at all. So in my example with the recipe and the child, they're going to know that you're not listening to them, and they're going to feel shortchanged and kind of left out. And of course, you're going to mess up your recipe if you're like me. It's not going to work because it's really hard to do two mental things at the same time. Social. Oh my goodness, this is such a thing with all of the social media and the texting and everything. People will often be talking to me and then pick up their phone and text. And I think, I'm sorry, did I bore you? Okay, I'll leave then, that's fine. I guess we don't have to be having a conversation right now if it's a problem. But they really feel like they can do that. They can carry on this conversation socially, and they can carry on this conversation with me socially. And how many times have you been texting with different people and just trying really hard not to let those seep into each other? We do this all the time, and it's not healthy. We are not giving ourselves fully to what we're doing, and because we're split, it means that we're not doing a good job on any of them. Now, we can actually multitask things that are in different areas of our lives. So we can be easily doing something physical at the same time that we're doing something mental, right? You can totally be folding your laundry and listening to a podcast. You can absolutely be talking to a child and taking a walk. You can be doing something physical and giving your all to that physical at the same time you're giving your all to the mental, but they have to be different parts of you that you're doing at the same time. And you can also do that in other areas of your life, like listening to music while you're talking to somebody. So that music will be kind of an emotional thing, and obviously talking to somebody will be social. So as long as you have different areas of your life, you can do those at the same time. The problem that we run into is when we take it from that same area of our life and we try to do many things at the same time. And the thing is, when we do that, at least, I don't know, I'm speaking for myself here, but I think I'm probably not alone. When I do that, I'm failing, and I'm feeling that I'm failing. I'm very aware that I'm not giving my all to anything, and I'm feeling sort of panicked and trying to take care of too many things and feeling like I just can't spread myself this thin. If you have to get more than one thing done at the same time, just pull it from different parts of your being. Be doing, something physical with something emotional, or something mental with something social. Do those things together. Actually, I don't know how you would do mental and social together. Maybe you could. Maybe a book discussion, that's how you would do it. But I'm just saying, if you're going to really do a lot of things, if your day has so many things in it, you just can't possibly get it all done, try pairing things that come from different part of your being. And that way you'll be able to give more of yourself to everything and feel so much more successful than when you're trying to do two mental things or two social things or two emotional things at the same time. It just makes you feel really like you're failing at everything and frustrated with the whole situation. So I hope this helps. I hope you are able to accomplish everything you need to. And let me just put a plug in here. Take some downtime. We all need downtime between all of the things that are being demanded on us. Take downtime after you've done something hard mentally. Take downtime after you do physical stuff. Take some downtime after you've done some social things. Make sure that you're respecting that it is good to get out there and do all of those things, but you also need to recover so that you have the energy to get out and do some more things, whatever those are. What you are doing is so, so important. I can't quantify how important it is to be a mom, to be a dad in today's world. It is huge, it is enormous, and it has a huge impact on everybody around you. You're doing a much better job than you think you are, and I will catch you on the next one. Thanks.